It's about time we learned what all these things are, right? In this lecture, we're just gonna do a basic overview of all the basic functions around FL Studio 12. Now, FL Studio 12 is an evolution over its older versions, such as FL Studio 11 and FL Studio 10, and it really expands upon things quite well. So I'll go over why it's awesome and what everything actually does. So this is where you just kind of lay down your tracks. You make a pattern over here, and then you throw it into this, and this is where you kind of paint your song. So it's a very visual audio mix, and I always thought that was really interesting. Like this little icon here is actually a paintbrush. So you are seriously just painting your pattern on. In fact, I can demonstrate it here even though there's no audio in pattern 1. You see that? It's painted on. And this is how you do everything here. You can also draw it on one at a time, however you like. Whichever arrangement, you can stretch and drag it, you see? So if you have notes that come up to here, or you want to cut off some notes and maybe make a new pattern, which is something you can do. Let's say you have a pattern that's this long, but you only want notes in the first quarter and then you want to repeat it. You can just drag it like that and then, repeat it. Just paint it on. You see that? As long as you click it, it paints it. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, yeah, I just didn't make it perfectly. Anyway, this here is the snap, and I should probably start out with this because snap applies to the piano roll, which I'll tell you about in a bit, and it applies to this. So I'll tell you what this is in a second. Actually, you can see right here, it's called the playlist. I was going to get to that. So this is snap. Maybe you can have an inference of what it is. You see there's a magnet, use main snap settings. Anytime you highlight something, you're going to have something up here that kind of tells you what it is. So if you're curious what any of these weird buttons are, some of these buttons I don't even really use. They're pretty much useless for most situations. But if you want to know what they are, we have this highlighted right now, but if you want to know what they are, just highlight your mouse over anything and it will give you a nice little description there. Some will still be obviously pretty confusing, but that's what I'm here for. Anything important that you need to know, I will go over. So this is snap. Oh snap. What this does is it stops you from misaligning all your audio. So this is each step. You see like this little section here, this little like 1/4 section of each other section. It's like a fractal. As you zoom out, you see the same thing, and you zoom in, same detail. Yeah. But anyway, this is snapping to step, and this is the step here. And then everything else is based on the step. So you have a half step, and you see that the lines double. There. Now you have a bit more accuracy. So then you can head up to 1/4 step and have even more accuracy. But we're going to want to zoom in for this one. If we go to no snap, which you're going to have to do sometimes for really tricky aligning. If we go to no snap, as you can see, we still have increments, which you can actually change in the settings, but I wouldn't recommend it. These are very, very small increments, right? So if you zoom in far enough, you can see them. And you're going to need this sometimes, but something that happens to every producer, and it's always frustrating, is you forget to turn snap back on. You want to, have step if you're doing basic arrangement, or else if you have, I'll demonstrate here. We zoom out. I want to line up this pattern here to this one. I want to line them up, and we're going to turn off snap. Let's see how well we can do it. And sort of, yeah, look at that. Look, it seems pretty good. But we're going to have to go into the microscope view here and see that no, it doesn't matter how good it looks. If you're out there and you have no snap, you're not lining it up. You see that? Like, I'm not even 100% sure if it's lined up. You still, look, you saw it that it seemed to be lined up, right? But now it's not.